All right, welcome back. Another video for you today. Today we are going through yet another language arts curriculum. That's what I'm going to be focusing on this week. First, we got a product of the day. This is called Dress Code. So what it is this is the book right here. It's for little kids. I mean, anyone can use it. And it's basically, the clue is, how do you make that? And then you got this. So it's called Dress Code for a reason. Trying to open it up. So, basically, if you're doing challenge 2, you would find that picture, which is this. So it's clear on the back. Clear, but then you have to make that blue, right? So this is the first one teaching you how to do it. So you would look through this stack right here till you found the blue, which I hope I have it in here. We haven't lost it by playing it. Oh, no, right here. Nope, that's not it. So it has all these different colors and patterns, and then you would take the blue one and put the blue behind here. Now again, I have lost it. So this is obviously not right, but pink, 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 and pink. Okay, so it goes on, see there, it would make 1 foot yellow, 1 foot white as it gets harder, and yellow and yellow. And this person would be like, hey, I'm a snowman. Let's do the snowman just so I can. So I am a snowman. How do we make this snowman? Gotta get that. Sometimes you have to use more than one card if there's different colors. So this is actually correct. There he is. Pink, pink. Oh, that's got to be white. So I may have to add in, for example, a white one. All right. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? I'm pretty sure we have misplaced a couple pieces and I can't stand that. And now I have to go dig through our house to track them down. All right. Let me put that away. So that is called Dress Code, but again, it's one of those things you can do as a team together or they can do it alone, which I think is great, using different skills. I don't know, I like to think critical thinking skills, but really what the heck do I know? It's my smart games. I have a million smart games, and those are some of the products of the day that I tend to show you because I love them. All right, we're talking about language arts programs. Yesterday I showed you the easiest system I use for one of my children. This is not a system I use for my children, but these are some books that I use that were recommended by a system that I purchased. So I purchased a Sunlight Bookshark program for reading, and these are some of the books that I'm going to show you right now. But this is not what I'm talking about today. So there is A Big Ball of Spring. These are books that were recommended for my kindergartner. Immediately when I saw these, I go, those are lame. Like, my grade 1 is not going to like this. He did not. But my kindergartner loved them. I was like, hey, I'm not going to like these either. If you just buy them, I mean, you can get them at the library, but you can also buy them for like $5 a book. And each book has, shockingly to me, 40 pages. I'm not here to talk about the politics of any book or anything because it's not my thing. My thing is everyone in the world does something and says something I don't agree with. Everyone in the world. That's just the way it is. So I'm not going to say, no books to this, but if I read something I didn't like or didn't care for, or the author did something I didn't care for, I'd be like, yeah, this is a good book, except that I don't agree with that, or whatever. But anyway, so these would be considered secular, I believe. I mean, I think they're secular. I've yet to see any God mentioned in them. And so those are like the Dr. Seuss traditional books. Now, from Abeka. Abeka is a Christian company, so you are not going to like these if you are not Christian. I love these. These are my favorite readers ever. I don't necessarily like the first level readers in the one. So what they have is, so see how Abeka's stuff, you got to love it because it's all labeled. And it's essentially by grade, right? 1 grade, 2F, 3F. So it's labeled by grade. I just picked a couple selections. They're $20 a book, but you can buy them used, of course. Some of my favorites are the Strong and True. So look at when you open these, because what it's got in here, so these are the stories, and it talks about the themes. One is faith, appreciation. So these have like good themes throughout them. So when you read them, now they do mention God in there. So there's not a lot of Bible per se, but they do mention God. So if you don't like that, you might not. Now, you can go through these if you wanted to. If you didn't, I skip them, and then we read through the stories. So this will teach like a moral or a value, but they're very interesting. Like when you get to 2F, oh my gosh, growing up in early America, because by then you're probably studying maybe the pioneers or something about, it is very interesting. These stories are very interesting, and it's got So the perspective of a Native American child here, and the perspective of a pilgrim pioneer. Actually, I'm not sure what came first. I think pilgrim. And then they meet in like one of the stories together, and how they interact with each other and everything. Anyway, very interesting. Very interesting. So see number 3, then you're on Pilgrim Boy, right? So fun with friends. So these are just like Woodland Animals. So if you see, all the books have different themes about them, and they explain to them. Now you can get the teacher's manual. Like these books come with teacher's manuals. It is not necessary. It is an extra $20 for the teacher's manual. Therefore, putting each book, and there's like 7 books per grade level, with see kindness again, patience, patriotism, resourcefulness, respect. But it then, I guess I'll show you some pictures. So this is 2F, right? So you can look through. So there's a lot of pictures here. So there's enough pictures. Now in the younger ones, the 1, there's more pictures. As you get up, you're going to find a few less pictures. The words are bigger because essentially, according to Becca, I believe they're supposed to be able to read them like by themselves and progress. That's not the way we work in this household. They're just interesting books, and I want them to cultivate a love of reading, so that's what they do it. Maybe when they get older, they can go back and read them again by themselves. But they progress, so the stories progress in difficulty as you go through it. But anyway, you don't need the teacher's manual. The teacher's manual is $20 per book. I bought a teacher's manual for one of them to see the difference. And yes, it does give you even more helpful ways to cultivate conversation regarding that. But they do have questions at the end of each story. So it's not like you're without questions if you don't have the teacher's manual, like comprehension questions. No, they have comprehension questions in this book. It just did add a bit more, but not necessarily enough that I would purchase it. On the second note, you could just purchase the teacher's manual and read that teacher's manual because they have the story in there. But I just don't. I don't think it's necessary. I don't. So if you wanted to save some money, you could buy those books. That's the problem I have with Abeka, is that in order, I'll talk about Abeka in another video. The video I'm here to talk about today, the reading system is, so this is Elemental Phonics. It was by a homeschool mom that taught her kids to read. So we got level 1, level 2, level 3, and this is the preschool series book 2, because getting ready for reading, because they also have a math one. This is Circle I and I. I think I'm actually going to pull this out and have my youngest do it again. Circle the picture that rhymes with the first one in a row. So box, pig, dog, fox. Okay, so I mean, I like it. Very simple. The only issue I have, and the only reason I didn't use it, circle the ending sound. So when you get further up, in case you're looking at the ending sound. So I think I'm going to go back and do this with my youngest. The only problem I have, and it's personal preference, is that I kind of wish, like Abeka has a book like this too, simple, but I kind of wish they had where you taught me the sounds. so I need to see a picture of an acorn if that's the sound I'm going to be making. So these are like, this is my thing and my issue, but you can download, these books are only about $10 a book, and you can download I believe it's free, the Good and the Beautiful, I had to think there for a second. The Good and the Beautiful app that will teach you the sound. So then you can push that letter and it'll like say the sound out. Because like they're all, Good and the Beautiful is always like, say the B sound, but without the which I find very difficult to do. I'm going to level with you. But anyway, so level 1. So after you've done this, you go level 1, $10 each a book. And this is what I think is great. Pig, wig, dig, fig, mig. So you're working on eyes, right? Cot, dot, o, pot, like pot, rot, hot. So you're teaching your child, you read right to left with your finger underneath it. And that is the middle sound. And if you change, do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just, very simple system, but very good, because you start off with just the 2-letter words, just the 2-letter, ja, ja, j, jo, ju. So again, I have little problems. Ja, j, j, jo, ju. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this is using vowels. Ha, he, hi, ho, hu. So I might still use it. I don't know. I'm always like, I'm always changing my mind or starting with the system. And if that system doesn't work, then I go back. Okay, so let's look up number 2. Then you go on to the second book, right? Lesson 1. And you check that one completed, which I think is great. The progression chart. So you could even have your kids do stickers on there as they go through maybe. Blah, blab, blast, bled, blip, blah, blah, blah. So that system I used yesterday, I would probably go into this after we've learned to read a bit, maybe to get into more of the words. The system I showed you yesterday, just because I wanted them to start reading very quickly and just to help, I didn't want it to be a long drawn out process. Okay, so you got this. Lesson 19, rah, rah, rah. So awesome, awesome system. I do wish this one had more color like the other book did, like lesson 1 did, but again, personal preference. Long vowel A is in A, E. See, I don't even know how to say that. The long vowel A sound is a vowel sound that is pronounced the same way the name of the letter A itself. Thank you. A, that's what I need. Bake, cape, bail, case, base, cave. Okay, so this is getting even into like the big stuff. And here you're reading a bit more. You're reading a bit more. So at $10 a book, yeah, if this is a phonetic way to teach your child to read, I think pretty good. I think good deal, super all for it. Remember, I'm huge into sight words with these. If you're remember the first video I did yesterday was problems reading. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to cover a new system because I have so many systems I want to go through and show you another system and maybe show you more books that I love because it's language arts, people. That's what we do. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Please like and subscribe.
Please do like.
And hit the bell for notifications.
Hit the bell for notifications.